The annual results released by biopharmaceutical company Poolbeg Pharma highlighted the pipeline, the personnel hires, and the expansion of its signature asset, POLB 001. There have been more investor updates since then, and to learn more, we're joined by the Chief Executive, Dr. Jeremy Skillington. So, Jeremy, since the release of the results, the pipeline has potentially got bigger with the option agreement to acquire orphan drug candidate for Behçet disease. So what's the mechanics of the deal and what conditions have to be met?
Thanks, Sarah, and really good to see you again. Yeah, very exciting deal for the company. It's an exclusive 12-month option agreement with Silk Road Therapeutics to acquire a novel topical mucoadherent, it's a bit of a mouthful, formulation of pentoxifylline. And basically with these Behçet patients, they get these oral ulcers, very sore, very painful. It impacts their eating, drinking, speaking. So under the option agreement, it allows us now to do some diligence. And I should say this is a clinical stage asset. So, it's late stage in the process. So we've been impressed with what we've seen thus far. So it allows us a bit of time to kind of do deeper diligence, understand the clinical regulatory path. And we've given ourselves 12 months to do this, but that's plenty of time what we need to do. We've got a very knowledgeable and efficient team, here at Poolbeg to do this diligence and come up with a conclusion to move forward or not, depending on the case may be. But very interesting, very exciting asset with really good data.
So how much does it cost Poolbeg, and what are the likely returns?
Well, the cost, as I said, is nominal. I think with these options, it's just to kind of get it in the door, allow us this exclusivity to do our work. So again, it's just a nominal fee. But again, we have a fantastic team to kind of do that diligence, as I mentioned, to complete the analysis of the previous data, the plans going forward. What impresses us is with the team at Silk Road, Tim Cote has been with the US FDA for many years. He's very knowledgeable in rare and orphan diseases, and he's actually achieved orphan drug designation for this for this therapy, which again guarantees 7 years of market exclusivity on launch. So a lot of pluses with this particular program that we're intrigued to learn more about.
Okay, so this also has FDA fast track designation, as well as a potential, and I need your help on this, as well as a potential 505(b)(2) pathway. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, fast track designation, again, this is where you have a treatment that, can meet a significant unmet need, and the FDA kind of incentivizes, companies to kind of move in that direction. So it's more of an incentive for these new treatments. But the fast track designation also allows you to have these frequent meetings with the FDA, again, helping to move the drug, product forward through the regulatory path. And you get these priority reviews, so it's streamlined communication between us, lots of benefits, lots of advantages. I think the 505(b)(2) again is even further streamlined, to get the drug through the regulatory process and ultimately proven. And it's much less expensive. It's a much faster route. And as you mentioned earlier on, with the orphan drug designation in parallel, you do get market exclusivity. So lots of benefits. And as I say, Tim Cote has done a terrific job to line these up for us.
So one of the reasons that I like Poolbeg is it's a biopharmaceutical company that doesn't get distracted, and all the recent investor updates seem to, underpin your laser-like focus on orphan and rare.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting direction that Poolbeg's taking, and it's kind of on the back a little bit of two things, I guess. 001, as you say, the POLB 001 that we're moving forward in this cytokine release syndrome associated with cancer immunotherapies. So there's a potential then that will be kind of an orphan drug designation as well. So it's rare and orphan, but as I say, and it's clinical stage, and now bringing this topical PTX drug online, again, a clinical stage assets. So I think that moving that forward, and you mentioned earlier on about colleagues from Amryt Pharma coming on board, and Amryt were a very successful company. Cathal Friel, our chairman, was the co-founder of Amryt, back in 2015, 2016 timeframe. So there's a nice natural synergy between the new recruits, from Amryt, and this rare and orphan disease focus. As I say, starting with 001, and now looking at this topical PTX and beyond. We're looking at others as well. We just feel like this is an area that's ripe for the development of new therapies in this area. So having that focus. So again, a good strategic direction for Poolbeg for sure.
So let's stay with 001. It's now covered by a fully granted patent from the US Patent Office for its immunomodulator 2 patent application. How significant is this, and does it enhance its attractiveness to big pharma?
Well done, Sarah. I know that was a mouthful, but listen, having a robust IP portfolio in this industry is absolutely critical. It helps kind of protect your innovation, protects your products, protects your R&D pipeline, which again drives value to the company, and that gets pharma interested, because they want to have their exclusivity, they want to have their, nobody else can move into your space, So yes, I mean, when we look to partner 001, IP protection is one of the first things to look at, as well as the data sets. And as you know, we completed our LPS challenge study last year and got terrific data from that. So the combination of both is great, So yeah, so we received our notice allowance in March this year from the USPTO, which is fantastic to receive. We've got the fully granted patent in due course, and that's again, good to see, and that, as I say, strengthens our hand, when it comes to negotiations. And the claims, they cover a class of drugs which includes 001 for treating hypercytokine, also known as cytokine storm, and the prevention of these cytokine storms. That has broad applications, So again, we're obviously moving in that direction, which we'll touch upon, looking at these cancer immunotherapy-induced cytokine release syndrome or cytokine storm. So lots of areas to move into, but happy to have these patents granted to protect our innovation.
So in terms of patents, they provide protection, they play an essential role in encouraging innovation, but just how costly are they, and how many more patents does 001 really need?
Yeah, I mean, it's a key focus of the company. I mean, we work to strengthen and broaden our IP portfolio, but there are costs associated, but it's a cost benefit. As I say, you need to, to have, your patents in place. And, we recently, as we mentioned, brought on board John McAvoy from Amrit, and he's really driving a lot of the IP. So it's kind of in-house driven. We have external IP attorneys as well. So, the fact that we already have, patents in place, we've been very good with our, patent prosecution, and, the various reviewers at the patent offices, there's really good discussions, negotiations. But I say that when you get a granted patent, that really is a lot of work has been put into that, and so we have a terrific team to do that. But we are filing other patents as well, to cover applications, looking at P38 MAP kinase inhibitors with potential, with emphasis on these cancer immunotherapies and the CRS associated from cancer immunotherapies. And that's both in these bispecific antibodies as well as CAR T treatments. So this is the next wave, the next generation of cancer treatments, and which fantastic efficacy, but with, unfortunately, cytokine release syndrome side effects that we believe POLB 001 can play a significant role. So as I say, we're working hard both on the data generation, but also protecting the, the novelty and the innovation that we're bringing forward through our work at Poolbeg.
So you mentioned team there. Shore Capital Stockbrokers joins the team as a joint broker. What do you hope they will bring to the company?
Yeah, that was a kind of recent addition. I know we announced that, and there's a long-standing relationship, I guess, with Shore Capital and some of the team members here. They were former, again, I mentioned Amrit Pharma, the Cathal Friel co-founders. They were the nomad and broker for Amrit, so they're very familiar with this kind of rare and orphan disease company, company building, moving to NASDAQ even, they have great experience in rare and orphan diseases, the direction we're traveling. So they supported Amrit through their IPO, multiple acquisitions and dual listing on NASDAQ. So we found, we thought this would be kind of ideal as we planned, that direction as well, to replicate to some degree the successes from Amrit. The learning, we'll take the learnings, we'll take the, the benefits, and any mistakes they may we'll avoid. But I think having Shore Capital Stockbrokers on board would be, again, as we kind of move down similar paths, I think it'll be a great benefit to Poolbeg.
Okay, let's stick with the team, because what shape is the company in now with ex-Amrit personnel on board and 001 progressing and the portfolio expanding?
Yeah, listen, 2023 was an exceptional year for Poolbeg, and 2024 we've started off, we're 4+ months in, but we've started off with the same pace. We have nice momentum built. Yes, we have a growing focus on rare and orphan diseases. Linking in with the Amrit colleagues, I think, would be fantastic, because they bring that knowledge, they bring that expertise, they bring that perspective. So yeah, 001. That's we're working aggressively to kind of pushing that forward. Immense promise, as I mentioned, in these cancer immunotherapy induced CRS, cytokine release syndrome. We've done a fantastic market analysis of that space, and as I say, it's a new emerging area to a certain degree, because these are such novel and new cancer treatments. But we're looking at a $10 billion market, these cancer immunotherapy induced CRSs, and that's kind of on the back of these multiple products coming through. Some have been approved, but there's pipelines of others coming through. And CRS is that kind of like that nagging headache on the side, that the physicians have to deal with, the healthcare system has to deal with, and of course the patients have to deal with. So yeah, we presented this data at American Society of Hematology conference last year, and really got good feedback, good discussions with pharma companies who see this as a problem that needs solving, and they see that a drug like 001 that can be orally delivered, it can be given prophylactically, the patients can take it at home. This could be a win for them. So really good discussions on that. But I think it's important, as you mentioned, the AMRIT team. Yes, knowledge in rare and orphan diseases, but they've been, through multiple clinical developments, with Laura Maher, who heads up our clinical operations. John McAvoy, I mentioned, was responsible for, getting AMRIT, to list on NASDAQ and doing all of the deals that they did, including their acquisition. And say Dave Almond has a great experience launching multiple drugs. And again, that's the direction of travel we're taking. So it's a really exciting time for the company to maintain this momentum. And I'd say we have the pieces in place now for the company to kind of grow rapidly from there. So we have a clear strategic vision, very talented team, really robust cash position, again, from the end of last year. So again, we think we're kind of in this exceptional time for the company, that we've really built a solid foundation, that we're moving forward. We'll drive value, and as I say, just deliver long-term value to our shareholders. And very exciting time for the company, and it's a privilege for me to be leading.
Dr. Jeremy Skillington, Chief Executive of Poolbeg Pharma, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it.